Guys, we had a couple of tournaments over the weekend. We had one at Takasaki, and we had one at Isezakicho. And those were just standard with V-Prem and Prem. But we also had WGP 2021 Spring happen over the weekend as well, and that was a V-Prem. So lots of different results over the weekend. Let's kind of go over it pretty quickly. And if you want to see the WGP games, we did do a commentary yesterday, so you can go check out the VODs for that. But first, let's kind of go over the BVFL results. We had a standard here. This one was at Takasaki, and first place was actually a Shaman King, which is pretty interesting. Meanwhile, second place was a Roro deck, and then top 4 was Bruce and Seraph Snow, and then top 8 was Bruce, Rose, and Moore and a Clarissa, right? Looking at the deck breakdown, we have 34 people joining this tournament. 8 people brought Bruce, while 8 people also brought Rose, so that was well split. And then 5 people brought Bastion, and 3 people brought Shaman King, and the rest is kind of like 2s and 1s, right? So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Rory is definitely taking it home at this time. And actually converting pretty well. Let's kind of take a look at the lists. So the first one was a Shaman King list. This is kind of, I think we talked about Shaman King before. You can check out the guide, but you can look at it in blocks. He's running a lot of the Choco Love combo, which is this in the Panther, just a nice, easy column to make, and the Anna support. And then he's running Yo, the TD. TD Yo, which is just apparently, I think it's the best one. We've been seeing quite a lot of it in a lot of just lists coming out. He's got the chunky grade 2 that is very hard to be removed. And then he's running basically a 15k shield straight up. So a pretty interesting list. I think this is kind of the basics for a lot of things. Do notice he's also running just the Cray Elemental over trigger. Shaman King does have the over trigger order. But look, if you want the 50k, this is the only way to kind of get the 50k shield. At second place, we had Ruru. So Ruru, pretty straightforward list now. We've seen this quite a lot. Nothing really special about this one. I'm going to kind of go over that pretty quickly. The Bruce one is just a standard Bruce. There's no defensive tricks. It seems just your standard, good old standard Bruce. Right. Hit big. Hit a lot. Seraph Snow here. Seraph Snow, I think a lot of people just running this the new grade 2 now. That's just kind of a given. But he's just running one draw. One draw. Interesting. Alright, cool. And then here, another Bruce deck, again, kind of standard, right? Kind of standard, nothing, no defensive tricks. And none of the three defensive order Bruce that we've been seeing recently, or like the less popular play new Bruce. Then we got another Ruru here, and then another Ruru again. It's different flavors of 13k is being shown. And then lastly, a Clarissa. So this one is kind of interesting, just kind of popped up. took a top 8 spot. I think it won one of the tournaments like last week, so it's not like Chris is that bad. Anyway, moving on to V-Prem. We had first place for this tournament was Melody. Do bear in mind, this is on the weekend where they had the actual WGP, for V-Prem. So yeah, keep that in mind. We had Melody. Second place was Himiko Yggdrasil. Third, top 4 was Prism. And then the other top 4 was Regalia. And if you look at the deck breakdown, it was like 2 Dukes and 2 Regalias, and the rest were 1. Don't have any people join this one, of course, like only 1 Melody. Just, yeah. If only 34 people join the standard tournament, I don't expect that much of a big turnout to this one. We can kind of take a look at the deck. So the Melody is just something that we've been seeing quite often, except this guy's running 2 Serena, which is odd. Also, like, he's just taking spots from the Fina and the Cannon. Usually run them at 4s, but if you want to be a Serena fanboy, this is how you include it. Also, the other interesting part is it's running 3 Lieselots instead of like grade 2 Fina, which is pretty important for its defensive tricks. Apart from that, yeah, it's Melody. Second is the Himiko Yggdrasil. This is an old kind of deck, you get Himiko, you stack a crit or things on top, or just like trigger crits multiple times. Put on your Yig, that's 3 stands, and yeah, shenanigans, right? I don't think we've been seeing this one that much recently, but it's a deck that works and really hasn't changed that much, except I guess now it's running the new grade 1. Yeah, okay, cool. Third place, we had Prism. So Japan doesn't really play Prism, but if they do, this is how they play it, it seems. And it's also running 3 Orange. Right, 3 Orange, which is, alright, that's cool. And then fourth, we had another kind of Himiko Yggdrasil deck, but it's Regalia. I don't really see why this one's Regalia and the other one's Himiko Yggdrasil. This one Does it run slightly more regalia pieces? Kind of grasping the straws here, anyway. Anyway, moving on to the next one at Iseza Kicho. Alright, long name. Long name's in Yokohama. First place was Ruru. Second place was Ruru as well. Nanase Maru, second. That's a well-known name. Then top 4 we had Seraph Snow and Bruce. Then in top 8 we had Seraph Snow, Ruru, Clarissa, and Shaman King. So let me have a quick look at the tops of previous. Was there any no? I think Ruru top twice. Ore maybe top twice as well. See? No, yeah, Ore came first. He top 8'd yesterday. Yeah, there's been some toppings, right? Toppings. But this one overwhelmingly brought like 12 people bringing Rurus, which is insane, right? Rurus, and they converted quite decently again, right? 3 in top 8, and then Bruce was 5. How many people joined? 38. So only 38 people joined this one, right? Pretty crazy. 5 people with Bruce, 4 with Seraph Snow, and 4 people Bastion, and then 3 Nirvanas, 3 Clarissa, and the rest is just kind of drops off from there. Anyway, let's kind of look at the decks for Ruru. Again, we've seen this list before. Quite straightforward. Good job. Second is this one, another Ruru list. Yeah, not much to say. I then got a Seraph Snow. Right, Seraph Snow. I think we've seen this list already. This might be a repeat topper. I'm not too sure. This one was D Stan Guy. Right, D Stan Guy. We haven't seen him this week yet, but I think I've seen that name quite often before. So yeah, pretty standard list, I guess. Bruce, again, a standard Bruce list, no tricks. So no surprises this week, no surprises. This one's running a 1 Lebanon build, which is cool. I think we've seen Lebanon pop up in quite a few lists, like 1 or 2 ofs. I think mostly like a 1 of. Just to like kind of, you know, push power. It has a crit. It's overall a nice card. Here another Ruru list. Yeah, cool. And then Clarissa, nice, running a bunch of 30k shields and a bounce. And then lastly, we've got this other Shaman King list. It's very similar to the other one that we've seen this week. I mean, the great, basically exactly the same, except this guy's running the over trigger order instead. Right, you've got the nice combos here and here, you know, and a support and all that. Yeah, so it's just easy, right? It's a solid list. And then here we have premium results. So first place was actually Nubatama, second place was Narukami, third place was Bermuda Triangle, and fourth place was Link Joker. And if you look at the deck breakdown, 3 people actually brought Grand Blue, right, in this one. And then 2 brought Oracle Think Tanks, and 2 brought Gold Paladins, 2 Link Jokers, and the rest were just kind of one-offs. And it's quite a few more results, I guess. Like, we had 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 players joining this tournament. And again, bear in mind, this is on the same day as WGP, so there's probably some players can't join. The bigger, let's take a look at the deck list. So we've got Daihozan. So this is just kind of a very V-centric Daihozan list. He's running the entire ride line as well. And his alternate grade 3 is this Kokshigarasu that can just kind of help you win, pretty much. Do Daihozan things and then Kokshi them, right? And then otherwise the rest of it just pretty much just a lot of V cards plus the old Fubuki. You can get rid of more cards from their hand. So yeah, that's cool. And then this is the G zone because you can run if you're running Daihozan, you can run Rene, right? Yay! Yay! Cool. Yeah, and then yeah, that's pretty cool. Next we had the Narukami. This one is Eradicator's Narukami, with like the Blat Arrow. I know people like the Blat Arrow, stack that power on the Blat Arrow, and yeah, watching move boom. This guy is running it's the Senate Superior Ride, right? So Superior Ride up. I think we saw this a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, Superior Ride up, and then yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? Just Superior Ride Stunverse and oh wait, hang on. He's only running 2 Stunverse. Is this the 2 Stunverse guy? Man, like I don't know. Is this running Conquest Dragon? Saying 0, man. Saying 0. Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Anyway, then we got a Highland list, right? Highland list. I think this is just straight up pure Highlander. Yeah. Who's running the whale? You run the whale. Right, so yes, pure Highlander listener, agreed at all. And then in the 4th, we had a Link Joker deck. This is the Copium Link Joker deck when your Zinc is banned, but people still want to play it. Alright, so you know, look at this Bobo. 1 Bobo to sword charge and counter charge. It's kind of like a very worse Zinc. Yeah, but otherwise, alright, it's cool. It's cool, it's nice. Yeah. Chaos. I don't know, like, without Zinc, you still have enough soul to run close. I think that's stretching it. That's stretching it. Anyway, also we had WGP. Again, go check out the VODs. It was actually very exciting to watch. Especially first place being Angel Feather. This is Uzume flipping a bunch of crits. This deck is basically unchanged from what he played at VMC, where he came second at. So yeah, this is just the same deck. He just kind of changed his play style a bit, and just 12 crits, Tokyo for heal, just doing the Hamill thing. Second place was Ryo. He was playing Melody, and this is pretty much, I think, the definitive Melody list nowadays. Right, just these good grade 1s. You run 3 of the Fina grade 2s to try and live, and then you have 4 Finas that you run 4-4-4-4-2 pretty much as your Melody counts, and then you run draws. Yeah, it's just get a bunch of Melodies and bash them, right? Alpaca was also playing Melody. His one is slightly different. He ran for Crit Sense instead, which is, it's a weird choice. I feel like you want to run Draw Sentinels. You just get to randomly crit a bit harder. But yeah, it's just a slight difference. And then last, the 4th place player ran Agravain Gold Paladin. He just didn't post his list up yet, which is unfortunate. And unfortunately, I don't know, Brusher still hasn't posted up the WGP results, which is insane. Yeah, that is kind of it for this week. I also want to say the BRO registrations for Premium have started, so go check it out. There are quite a lot of spots this time. I remember they doubled all the spots, so yeah, just jump in, guys. Have some fun playing Premium. And yeah, that's pretty much for me. Right, see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, and bye.